High extension English, just looking here at your assessment task and what it is that you need to do for that assessment task. We will go through this face-to-face, I guess, via Zoom on the 8th, on Friday when we have our lesson. But just so you are aware, it is your second task. It's worth 40% and it's due that first week of term 3. So that'll be your first lesson back term 3 by 2:30 p.m. Okay, going down, basically what it is you're doing, you're creating a 6 to 9 minute TED talk for a youth conference. And you're answering the question, how does one text of your own choosing deepen your understanding of an aspect of cultural difference and ways your texts have been valued? Okay, so you're looking at cultural difference and how that's represented through your texts, and you're looking at how different texts have been valued. Okay, you should articulate a personal response that has been informed by other interpretations of text, which you have gained through your independent research project. We're talking here not just that you would be just telling us what you think about your text, but you've analysed what other people think about your text. So you're really looking at those academic readings that inform our understanding of the literary context of your study. So for instance, if you were looking at a text, you might look at a feminist reading of that particular text and what's being said about it. Okay, that's just one example. The presentation must include visual elements to enhance the impact and meaning of your speech. So it's multimodal in that way. As part of the preparation of your task, you will be submitting a journal, and you'll be submitting those journal reflections along the way. We've got checkpoints at week 3, week 6, and week 9, and we'll talk further about that, but there are specific things that I want to see at those weeks as you work through this. So now if we look at what is it that you're being assessed on. So if we look here, knowledge and understanding of the text and why they're valued, skills in complex analysis, composition and investigation. You're also looking at an analysis of how at least 2 texts communicate representations of cultural difference and value. So whilst you've got your core text that you're studying, you're also going to be looking at a range of other smaller texts, perhaps different texts that link into your text, and we'll talk further about what that looks like as well for your particular study. We're looking at also a range of language forms and features to communicate ideas. So that's both how you communicate, but also how your texts are communicating those. In terms of the marking criteria, this is really important to check your work against. So we're looking for, in terms of knowledge and understanding, sophisticated understanding of how and why texts are echoed, appropriated, valued in a range of contexts. So really understanding why a text is created in a particular context, how it can be appropriated, how those same ideas might be represented in different cultures, things like that. Sophisticated understanding of the dynamic relationship between text, purpose, audience, and context. So how those things fit together, how does the context change the purpose or perhaps the text? How is it that for different audiences there are different texts as well? Okay, so we're looking at that. In terms of skills, we're looking at your analysis and how you use language forms and features, structures of complex texts, how you evaluate the effect on meaning. We're looking at deep thinking, broadly and flexibly imaginative, creative, interpretive, and critical ways to respond to and compose and explore the relationship between texts. So that's both analysis and the way you create your TED Talk. Sophisticated skills in research methodology used to undertake an effective independent investigation. So we'll be really focusing in on your journal there and how you've gone about that analysis and how that transforms into your TED Talk. And selects and applies sophisticated multimodal presentation skills, so how you engage your audience with that. We'll go into further depth along the way, and we'll be touching base at each week and then doing some quite formal touch bases week 3, week 6 and week 9 as well relating to this. But that just gives you a bit of an overview, and as I said, on Friday we will be going through that further. Thanks. Bye.